This hypnosis routine is brought to you by Brisket Raccoon, so be sure to tell him thank you. Hello, I'm Oren and I will be your hypnotist today. The purpose of this routine is to allow you to experience a transformation into a were-raccoon. That is, to your own perception, of course. And there will be a short adventure afterwards. Now, as always, I would like to take a moment to speak to those of you who have concerns and get rid of any worries you might have. Hypnosis is as safe as going to sleep. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. You're going to be in charge the entire time. This is all about allowing you to gain a greater control over your own mind. If at any point you don't like what I'm doing, you have the power to wake up right then and there and just stop the whole thing. I hope you don't, though, because I think you'll really enjoy this. And of course, I advise you not to go into trance with emotional baggage. That can cause a negative reaction. So, if you need to, just take a moment, stop the recording, and you can go take care of those feelings and come back when you're feeling less burdened. And if this doesn't work the first time, don't fret. Some people are harder to hypnotize than others. I'm one of those who are really hard to hypnotize myself. But if you keep trying, it will work. One of the keys is don't actively try to go into trance. Just let it happen. Just like you can't fall asleep if you're actively trying to. You can't forget something if you're actively trying. You can't go into trance if you're actively trying. So keep playing the routine. Just let it happen. And don't tell me down in the doobly-doo that it didn't work. It will work. And even if you don't fully go into trance, you may still be able to derive some benefit from the routine. And don't worry about getting stuck in trance. You can't get stuck in trance any more than you can get stuck in sleep. Well, I hope that by now you have no worries and that you're going to enjoy this hypnosis routine. So now I would like you to get comfortable, either in a sitting or a lying down position, where your head is supported so that you can relax your neck. And you don't need to lie perfectly still. Whatever you need to do to be comfortable, whether it's stretch an itch, shift your weight, cough, anything you need to do to be comfortable, you go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just relax and enjoy the ride as you listen to the sound of my voice and let my words create your reality for you. Now, if you're ready, we'll begin. I would like you to imagine that you're in a nice, cozy log cabin in the woods. It's mid-autumn, and there's a slight chill in the air. But this cabin has a nice, big fireplace, and that fireplace is keeping the entire cabin nice and warm. In front of the fire is an armchair. It's overstuffed, and it looks so comfortable. I'd like you to sit down in that chair. There we go. Feel the nice, plush arms of the chair beneath your fingers as you lie back and relax, just enjoying the fire. On a small end table next to the chair, I'm placing a tray with a mug of hot apple cider. It smells absolutely wonderful. Go ahead and take a sip. The warmth soothes your mouth and your throat as it goes down. Just feeling good, filling you with a nice, pleasant warmth. Outside you can hear the leaves rustling in the wind. Through the window you watch them dance. Leaves of red and gold and orange. Leaves of cinnamon and chocolate brown. The leaves and the fire are the only things you hear in this quiet cabin other than the sound of my voice. So just go ahead and lay back and relax and let the cares of the day just melt away as you enjoy the roaring fire and the sound of my voice. Just relaxing, feeling good, feeling absolutely relaxed, as the warmth of the fire warms up your toes. It feels so good, so peaceful and calm. You can feel your worries and cares melting away through your toes as the fire warms them pleasantly. And everywhere the warmth touches, all of your muscles are going to relax completely as that warmth spreads out from your toes and comes up through your feet, making all the muscles in your feet relax, feeling warm and pleasant and peaceful as that delightful warmth comes up past your ankles, up into your lower legs, making your shins relax and feel good, making your calves relax, everything in your lower legs just completely relaxing, feeling totally good and comfortable as you just listen to my voice and let all of the cares of the day melt away, letting go of your worries, letting go of all stress, just letting it melt away down through your legs, out through your feet, as that warm, pleasant energy comes up through your knees, coming up into your upper legs, making your knees relax, your thighs and your hips, everything just feeling good, feeling peaceful, calm and comfortable as you listen to the sound of my voice and relax completely everywhere that the warmth touches. Just letting go of all the stress, all the tension, all the cares, feeling wonderful as you listen to the sound of my voice and allow that warmth to continue to penetrate your body. And you can feel it in your fingertips now, coming up through your fingertips, up through your fingers, making all the muscles in your fingers completely relax, just feeling good, just relaxing and letting that warmth come up through your fingers into your hand, feeling wonderful as you just relax and listen to my voice, allowing that warm, pleasant energy to come up through your hands, making your hands relax as it comes up through your wrists and into your lower arms, feeling so good, feeling pleasant and warm and calm. And that energy is rising up from your legs into your torso, coming up through your abdomen, rising up toward your navel, making all of the muscles relax, all the muscles in your tummy, all the muscles in your lumbar, your abs, your obliques, all of the muscles just feeling good as that warm, pleasant energy rises up through them all the way down to the core of your being. You can feel that warmth rising up in your spine, feeling so good, so wonderful and warm, just like immersing yourself in a nice, warm, relaxing bath. And in your arms, you can feel the warmth rising up past your elbow, coming into your upper arms, making them relax too, biceps and triceps, all the way up to the shoulder, everything completely relaxing, feeling good, feeling calm, letting go of all the stress. You can just let go of all the tension, all the cares, all the worries of the day, Just let them go, let them flow out of you, and be replaced by that warm, pleasant energy as it rises up through your torso into your solar plexus, coming higher and higher, coming up into your chest and into your upper back, finding its way through your pectorals, through your shoulder blades, everything feeling so warm and good, all the way down to your lungs and your heart, penetrating the spine, everything relaxing. Your arms, your shoulders, everything just feeling good as those warm, pleasant sensations meet in your chest and rise up through your collar, coming up toward your neck, just feeling good, feeling so relaxed and calm and wonderful. Everything from the neck down now, completely relaxed, letting go of all the stress, letting go of all the tension, just feeling so good as you listen to the sound of my voice, letting my words create your reality and help you go into trance. As you let that warmth rise up through your neck now, completely relaxing all of the muscles in your neck, just feeling so good, feeling so relaxed, letting that warmth rise up further and further, and you find that you can just let go of all the stress, let go of all tension as it rises higher and higher, penetrating your jaw now, coming up through the muscles around your mouth, coming up around your ears, around your nose, everything just feeling so good, so relaxed. All of the muscles in your head now just relaxing, feeling free, feeling quiet and calm and peaceful. All of the muscles around your eyes, in your eyebrows, and up through your forehead, as that warm, pleasant energy rises all the way up to the top of your head, filling you completely, making everything relax. And the only work your muscles are doing now are your breathing. So go ahead and take a deep breath and feel that warm, wonderful energy continue to fill you even more as you take it into your lungs with each deep breath. And as you breathe in, I'd like you to open your eyes. As you breathe out, I'd like you to close them again. And each time you breathe in, you'll notice that your eyelids are just a little bit harder to open. And every time you breathe out, they close just a little bit more easily. It's as though tiny weights are being added to them every time you open them and close them again. But that's okay, because it feels good to just open your eyes a little bit less each time you breathe in and close them again each time you breathe out. Just listening to the sound of my voice as you breathe deeply and continue to let that warm, wonderful energy fill you, bringing more of that warmth in each time you breathe in, and each time you breathe out, exhaling more of the stress and tension and cares until there's none left, opening your eyes a little less each time and closing them more easily. It just feels good to let those eyes close. And if you want to let them close completely, you can go ahead and do that. Let them close, let them shut, let them lock shut, just feeling so good as you relax completely and listen to the sound of my voice. relaxing and breathing in that warm, wonderful energy, and breathing out the last molecules of stress and tension, just feeling so good, relaxing completely as you begin to drift into trance, listening to the sound of my voice. If you'd like to try to open your eyes again, you can try, but you're going to find that you're not able to, because it just feels too good to relax completely, to keep your eyes shut, keep them locked shut, and just listen to the sound of my voice, feeling so wonderful as you drift deeper and deeper into that wonderful, peaceful state of trance. You're doing a very good job, just relaxing and going into that wonderful, relaxing, deep trance. But I'm going to help you to go even deeper. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and with each number I count, you're going to drift deeper and deeper into that pleasant, wonderful state of trance. And when I reach 1, I'll snap my fingers and tell you, sleep. And each time I do, you're going to be able to go deeper, even deeper, 10 times, 100 times deeper, each time I snap my fingers and say sleep. Starting down now from 10, feeling pleasantly drowsy, 9, going deeper and deeper, 8, feeling better the deeper you go, 7, just feeling so good, 6, feeling better with each number I count, 5, going deeper the better you feel, 4, further and further, 3, getting closer and closer, 2, almost there now, 1, sleep. Just feeling so good now as you listen to the sound of my voice, going deeper and deeper as you just listen to my voice and sleep, going further and further into trance, deeper and deeper each time I snap my fingers and say sleep. Further and further, feeling better and better each time I say sleep, going further and further into that wonderfully relaxing sleep, that blissful, calm, and peaceful sleep, further and further into sleep, just feeling so good as you sleep. Wonderful sleep, deep sleep, beautiful deep sleep. You're doing very well now, going deep into that peaceful, calm state of trance. And I'm going to help you to go even deeper. But first, I'm going to need you to come back up so that we can go even deeper the next time. So, I'm going to count up from 1 to 5. 1, starting up out of trance now. 2, becoming a little more alert. 3, further up with each number I count. 4, open your eyes. And 5, wide awake, feeling great, still feeling absolutely wonderful, peaceful, and calm. Go ahead and stretch out if you need to. Shift your weight. Be as comfortable as you need to be as we take our little break, and then we start back down as I say 10, drifting back down into trance now, 9, going deeper and deeper with each number, 8, just feeling so very good, 7, further and further, 6, going deeper the better you feel, 5, feeling better the deeper you go, 4, further and further down, 3, just drifting like a feather, 2, nearly there now, and 1, sleep. Feeling so good, so relaxed, as you just listen to the sound of my voice and sleep. going further and further, deeper and deeper, each time I say sleep. 100 times further, every time I tell you sleep, feeling so good, so relaxed and calm and peaceful as you drift into sleep. Wonderful, peaceful sleep, relaxing sleep, calm sleep, peaceful sleep, just feeling so good, so relaxed and wonderful, feeling so peaceful, so relaxed, all of your thoughts nice and warm and fuzzy, just relaxing completely, enjoying that feeling of warm, fuzzy thoughts. In a moment, I'm going to be poking your finger, but it's not going to hurt. When I say the word poke, you're going to feel a pleasant sensation spreading out from the tip of your index finger. There won't be any pain. All you'll feel is a pleasant buzz as it spreads out from your fingertip into your body, making everything feel even more pleasant than it does now. Are you ready? Poke! And there it goes. You can feel that pleasant buzz spreading out through your hand, going up your arm, past your elbow, up into your upper arm, spreading out from your shoulder, going throughout your body, up into your face, out into your other arm, down through your torso, all the way down through your legs, and down to the very tips of your toes, just feeling so good, so pleasant. Now what I've just poked you with was the tooth of a were-raccoon. Very soon, your body will begin its first transformation. It will be slow at first, as your body learns to assume its new form. And the thing that will cause this transformation to happen is hearing the words, Trash King. And now that you've heard them, the transformation is starting in your toes. Your toenails are growing outward, becoming longer, sharper, harder, becoming the claws of a raccoon. Your toes are growing outward, becoming longer and longer, almost like hands, as your feet transform into the feet of a raccoon. All of the clothing that you're wearing is fading away, vanishing, as it returns to its closets and dresser drawers. Everything fading out, all of your clothing fading away, leaving you completely naked, but not ashamed, because you're becoming a raccoon. All of the fluffiness and fuzziness that was in your thoughts is spreading out through your body now, coming out through your skin and covering it with a beautiful coat of fur. It's all gray at first, but that will change later. And you can feel the change happening in your legs now, starting with your lower legs, progressing upward as they become smaller and smaller, becoming the haunches of a raccoon. Change progresses upward, going further and further, changing your body from the body of a human to the body of a raccoon. You can feel a growth from the bottom of your spine, as the tail gets longer and longer, growing downward, further and further, becoming covered with a large bush of hair, becoming the big, bushy tail of a raccoon. There are no stripes on your tail yet, but don't worry, there will be soon. Your torso is becoming smaller and smaller, becoming squat and just a little bit pudgy, which is all right for what you're becoming. Your arms are changing, your shoulders drifting forward a bit, your arms becoming smaller, drawing your hands up toward your chest, and your hands are remaining hands very similar to your human hands, but the nails are growing out and becoming claws, the claws of a raccoon. The change progresses upward, coming up to your neck, making it thicker, stronger, changing the angle at which it's connected to your head, moving from the bottom of your head to the back. Your ears are becoming larger as they migrate up toward the top of your head, becoming triangular in shape, becoming the big, beautiful ears of a raccoon. The hair on top of your head is melting in to become one with the rest of your fur. Your face begins to protrude forward, your nose and lips becoming shiny and black as they go further and further forward, changing into the muzzle of a raccoon. Your eyes become small and beady, and yet somehow very good for seeing in the dark. In your mouth, your incisors are changing into fangs. The transformation is almost complete now, and your markings are coming in. Your chest and stomach are becoming a soft white. Your hands and feet nearly black in color. Dark rings are forming on your tail. Your ears are also becoming darker, and most importantly, a mask is forming around your eyes, making you look like an adorable little bandit. You have now transformed completely into a raccoon. Now you still have your human intellect. You'll still be able to understand all of the languages that you did before, and you'll even be able to speak them. But when you speak, your voice won't sound like a human voice. It will sound much more like a raccoon's chitter. But in addition to your human intellect, you have a raccoon's instincts. You have the urge to wash everything you eat, which is good, because you now find trash absolutely appetizing. But be sure to let your instincts serve you well as you make absolutely sure that everything you put in your mouth is completely safe to eat. Remember, you will be transforming back into a human, and it wouldn't do to have diseases that you acquired as a raccoon, making your human body sick. So although garbage may look extremely tasty, be sure not to eat anything that you wouldn't eat as a human. Each time you transform, the transformation will last a few hours, anywhere from 1 hour to 24. At the end of that time, you will transform back into a human automatically. And what will transform you back into a raccoon is hearing the words Trash King. Anytime you hear the words Trash King, you'll transform into a raccoon. Now it will happen differently each time. It may happen over a few seconds, over a few minutes, but it will happen. You will transform into a raccoon every time you hear the words Trash King, and then you'll transform back into a human automatically after a random period of time has passed. Be advised, there are some people around who suffer from mundimentia. These people will not believe that you are a raccoon. They will always see you as a human, but you'll know that you're a raccoon, and knowing that will make you very happy. When you look into the mirror, you'll see a raccoon's face, and when you move away, you'll remember that you saw the face of a raccoon, and that will make you happy as well. When you look at your shadow, you'll see the silhouette of a raccoon, and that will make you happy. When you hear your footfalls, they will be the soft, padding footfalls of a raccoon, and that too will make you happy. Anytime you receive a reminder that you are a raccoon, you'll feel that surge of happiness welling up once again. But it's not for nothing that you've been given these powers. Our land needs a hero. We've been terrorized for some time now by a horrible litch. We need you to defeat him. There is only one weapon that can defeat the litch, an anti-magical sword. But the sword is in 3 pieces. The pommel, which is almost pure platinum, is in the possession of a goblin king. The hilt, which is made of gold, is in the possession of a clan of harpies, and the blade, which is gleaming silver, is being protected by a fierce dragon. But don't worry, I'll be here to help you the whole way. I'm Oren the were-reindeer, and I'll take you where you need to go. So let's just step outside the cabin. That's right. Let me transform into a reindeer. And then you climb upon my back. Lifting my hooves one by one, I rise into the air, and we're off to go retrieve the platinum pommel. It takes several hours to get to the lair of the goblins, and during that time, you've transformed back into a human. But don't you worry, we know what to do. As I land on the ground a short distance away from the entrance to the goblin's cave, and you dismount from my back, I utter the magic words, Trash King, and you quickly transform. Your nose and mouth become a raccoon's muzzle. A tail sprouts from your backside. Your clothing disappears and is replaced by fur of gray, black, and white. You look adorable, but your cuteness masks your sneaky, thieving side. Into the caverns you go, dodging every goblin inside. Here a sentry, there a worker, until you come to the throne room of the Goblin King himself. He's seated on a throne, and on the back of the throne is a triangular peak. On top of that peak sits the platinum pommel. You start climbing up the back of the chair. But wait, the Goblin King is stirring. You pause for a moment, and he goes back to sleep. Well, that's a relief. You continue climbing up the chair until you reach the top. You unscrew the pommel from the top of the throne. It's very heavy, But you manage to climb back down the throne and start making your way back to the outside of the caverns. You've almost reached the entrance now. So far, so good. Only someone shouts, "They've spotted you, and now a zillion goblins are coming after you. Run! Run as fast as you can!" Carrying the heavy pommel in your mouth, you run as fast as your raccoon hands and feet can carry you. You've reached the entrance. Quick, climb up onto my back. You scurry up onto my back, and we take off into the night. As you clutch the pommel in one arm and hold onto my fur with the other, you look down to see the goblins impotently shaking their fists at us. Well, that's task number 1 accomplished. Let's go home and rest a little bit before we go after the harpy's hilt. It's another couple of hours before we get back home, but once you do, you fall right asleep. But morning comes soon, and then it's time for our second task. In the night, you've transformed once again into your human form. After breakfast, I lead you outside, where I transform once again into a reindeer. You climb onto my back, and we take off into the sky. The harpies live high on a mountain where only the scraggle trees grow. You've heard stories about the harpies, hideous, vulgar, putrid creatures. The ride is long. It takes almost 3 hours to get there. I hug the side of the mountain as we fly up, so as not to be seen by the harpies. I get you as close as I can, up near the line where the pine trees stop and only the scraggle trees grow. It'll be up to you to sneak up there and find out where they're keeping the golden hilt. Of course, before you sneak anywhere, I need to say the magic words, Trash King. And as you hear the words, you begin to transform, becoming small and furry over the course of just a minute or so. Your legs becoming a raccoon's haunches, your arms becoming a raccoon's arms, and your head becoming the pointy head of a raccoon. Your tail grows out big and bushy, and to highlight your sneakiness, a bandit's mask forms around your eyes. The transformation is complete, and so you sneak up as stealthily as you can. At first, you don't see anyone, but then you slowly become aware that you're being watched, and then suddenly you're surrounded. In a circle all around you land 12 strange bird-like creatures, which are oddly beautiful. The creatures are birds from the neck down. Half are males, which are remarkably handsome, and the other half are females, who possess radiant beauty. Their breasts are far from the ugly, sagging breasts that you've heard about in stories, but rather a suggestion of breasts tastefully covered with feathers. One female, who is larger than the rest, stares down at you fiercely and asks, "Can we help you?" You take a moment to assess your options. If you fight, you will die. If you run away, you will be caught. So you decide to tell the truth. You tell the big female harpy all about your plan to take on the Litch, and how you need the golden hilt to the anti-magic sword. All the harpies seem to soften at this. "Well," says the big female, "why didn't you say so in the first place?" She snaps her toes, and a moment later, one of her servants brings the golden hilt wrapped in a satin cloth. You give a little bow as you thank her, and then you proceed back down the mountain to where I am waiting for you. Time to head back now, and so we spend the next few hours flying back home. It's late afternoon by the time we get there. and so we rest before we decide to go back out again. During that time, we both transformed back into our normal forms. I step out of the cabin first and look around at the little patches of snow. That's enough to transform me back into my reindeer form. And as I transform, you notice that I'm wearing a pair of saddlebags. One of them has the pommel inside, and the other the golden hilt still wrapped in its satin cloth. I decided to bring them so that we can assemble the sword on site if we have to. Don't you think that's a good idea? You climb onto my back, and I lift up into the sky. The dragon doesn't live far away, only about an hour. The dragon lives in a castle, which he took from a bunch of humans a few years ago. When we arrive, we see him sleeping on top of his treasure hoard right out in the courtyard. He doesn't need defenses. After all, he's a dragon. I land in the courtyard as gently as possible so as not to wake the sleeping dragon. And I whisper in your ear, "Trash King." Once again your shape changes. Once again you change from human into a raccoon, complete with fur, claws, whiskers, and a big bushy tail. You can see the blade sitting right on top of the treasure hoard. All you have to do is sneak over and get it as quietly as you can without waking the dragon. Walking carefully over the treasure, you reach out for the blade, but as you try to pick it up, you feel a burning sensation in your hands. You quickly withdraw, your fingers stinging. "It's silver," I say in a loud whisper. "Silver is poisonous to werebeasts." Well, this does present a problem. After all, you and I are both werebeasts. How are we supposed to retrieve the blade if it's made of silver and neither of us can touch it? Then you remember the satin cloth that the harpies wrapped the golden hilt in. You open one of my saddlebags and very carefully take out the satin cloth. You sneak back over and wrap the cloth around the unsharpened part of the blade. But how will we carry it out of here? I have an idea. We'll need to put the sword together. So take the golden hilt and put it on to the end of the blade. That's right. Just slide it on and lock it into place. Now take the pommel and screw it onto the end of the hilt. Make sure it's good and tight. Well done. You've made a complete anti-magic sword. Now just put the hilt of the sword in my mouth. I'll be fine as long as I don't touch the silver blade. There we go. Very good. And now, just climb up on my back. Very good. I'll lift into the air. Only, try as I might, I seem to be unable to lift into the air. That's right. The sword is anti-magic, and my flying powers are magical. As long as we have the sword, I won't be able to fly. So I walk out of the castle courtyard, but my hooves clickety-clack against the stone of the pavement. The dragon hears. The dragon wakes up. Hang on tight. I'm going to run as fast as I can. You grab handfuls of my neck fur in your two little raccoon fists as I take off, running as fast as I can, the sword clutched tightly in my mouth. The dragon flies after us, spewing fire. There's a cave up ahead. I'm going inside. I run inside and move to the back of the cave where the dragon can't see us. I put the sword down. We seem to be safe for the moment. Soon, the dragon gets tired of looking for us and goes back to his castle. Well, that was close. We need a way to get this sword back home. You have an idea, though. As soon as you return to your human form, we leave the sword in the cave and go to the nearest human village. We buy a blanket and some ropes, and then return to the cave. Carefully, we wrap the sword in the blanket so that neither of us will be touching it. And then, using the ropes, you fasten it to my back. Since I'm no longer touching the sword, my magic works fine, and I am able to rise into the air and fly us back home once again. We fly back home and rest a while. Before long, you find yourself reverting to human form once again. It has been a while since you last changed, and now the time has come. It's time to go and face the evil litch that has been plaguing the people of this land. I open the door and step outside. There's gently falling snow, which allows me to turn into a reindeer. You hop on my back with the anti-magic sword still very carefully wrapped in its blanket, and I take off. It's not hard to find him. Everywhere he goes, crops die, and animals are turned into monsters. Pig-faced orcs, dog-faced kobolds, and cows transformed into minotaurs, and interspersed among the monsters is a legion of zombies. We land on ground that has been desecrated by the Lich's army. We're surrounded by monsters. It's impossible to get close to him without being surrounded by monsters. As you take the sword out of its blanket, I utter the magic words, "Trash King." Immediately you're transformed once again. Your ears to raccoon ears, your nose to a raccoon nose, your hands to raccoon hands, and of course, that big, fluffy, striped tail. Clothing is replaced by fur as you shrink to the size of a raccoon. You lift the sword, preparing to do battle with the monsters. I lower my head, preparing to do battle using my antlers. The sword seems strangely light, as if it's starting to move under its own power. As the monsters advance, you strike. You're not sure whether it was you or the sword who made the attack, but it hits the leg of a minotaur with the flat of its blade, and the minotaur is instantly transformed into a bull, its magic gone, cancelled, or possibly devoured by the sword. You strike a satyr, and it turns into a goat. You strike a Khajiit, and it turns into a cat. You're much less careful with the zombies. Whenever the sword hits them, they simply crumble to dust. It's not long before you defeated all the monsters, and only the Lich remains. He glares at you angrily with his dead eyes. He fires a bolt of lightning at you, but the lightning is absorbed by the sword. He shoots a fireball, but the fireball is also absorbed. He casts spell after spell, but each time the magic is absorbed by the anti-magic sword. The Lich isn't having any of this. If he can't attack us magically, he'll attack us physically. So he casts a spell on himself and transforms into a giant, hideous beast. Tail of a scorpion, legs of a velociraptor, torso of a rhinoceros, arms of a wolverine, horns of a goat, mouth of a shark, trunk of an elephant, wings of a vampire bat. And with all the magic that he's expending to perform this transformation, the sword is being drawn to him, pointing directly at him, tugging as if trying to fly out of your hands. It's becoming impossible to control. The horrible beast that the Lich has become rises up on its enormous vampire bat wings and prepares to strike. With its teeth and claws and horns and tusks and stinger, it could easily destroy both of us. The sword continues to pull and pull. You can't control it. It's almost lifting you in the air now. And then you get an idea. The Lich descends for his strike, and you wait until the very last second and let the sword go. The sword flies into the chest of the Lich, killing it instantly, absorbing all of the magic that was keeping its decaying body alive. As it dies, all of its spells are broken. Everywhere that the land had been desecrated, dead things come back to life once again. You're a hero, my friend, and the people of this land recognize you as such. They throw a feast in your honor, and during the celebration, each one comes to thank you profusely for destroying the Lich that was plaguing their land. We both return home to the cabin, laden with goods and treasures given in thanks. It's been a very eventful day, and now it's time to get some rest. Tomorrow you'll have time to enjoy your gift of being a were-raccoon, and all that needs to happen for you to transform into a raccoon is for someone to say the word trash, immediately followed by the word king. Anytime you hear these two words together, you will transform into a raccoon. Others may not be able to see it, but you'll know that you're a raccoon, and that will make you happy. But for now, it's time to sleep. And so, as I count backwards from 10 to 1, you are going to go from trance into natural sleep. And with each number I count, you're going to go further and further into a natural and enjoyable sleep. When you wake up from this sleep, which you're free to do whenever you want, you will feel refreshed and you'll remember everything that happened. Your transformations, your adventure with the goblins and the harpies and the dragons, the monsters and the lich. You'll remember how you gained all of these treasures and used them to slay the evil beast, and how you were a true hero. But for now, it's time to sleep as I count backwards from 10, going further and further. 9, just floating down into sleep. 8, going deeper and deeper. 7, more and more with each number. 6, going deeper the better you feel. 5, feeling better the deeper you go. 4, down into natural sleep. 3, just feeling so good. 2, and 1, sleep.